What's up, you guys? Chase the Dark Sage, and today we are here for the first episode of this podcast that has no name yet, but we're gonna figure it out as we go. We just want to have a first episode out because it's way harder to get started than it is to keep going. So we thought we might as well go ahead and start this podcast. This isn't our first time doing the podcast. We have another one.
Right.
Not gonna link it because
Never.
that one should not be seen.
Never.
But either way, this is not our first time podcasting. This is one of the many podcasts that we've started before, and I got my host right here. Introduce yourself to the people.
Tevin Lynn. That's it.
All right. And today we are going to be discussing the top 15 Southern albums, Southern hip hop albums for us. This is a topic
To
brought
me.
to us. Well, I'm not going to talk about the most influential,
Right.
Because I had to take that out because I was like, all right, there's some honorable mentions that are going to be the most influential that some people might see. And they might think, dang, he should have had that album like number 1 and number 2. And I'm like, dog, I like that album. It's a good album, but it's not really an album that really speaks to me and makes me want to just go ahead and replay it.
So you saying this? I'm still.
Oh, you might be scared of my list.
I'm just scared.
You
You're
gonna be scared about my list. I'm not gonna lie to you right now. I'm gonna let y'all know right now. This man says DS2 gonna be on there. Yes.
Hey, bro, no. Hey, look, DS2 make an appearance on mine too. That's a classic.
I'm just saying, Southern hip hop albums, some of the best ones. I'm going mostly off of replayability, how many skips is on there, and just overall how's the project? Is it cohesive? Is it a great body of work from that artist? Yada, etc.
And I feel I kind of went on the same path, but I also went a little old school. I don't know. Sometimes you like it sounds dated. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, I will admit I am the newer school guy versus the older school guy. He has more of an appreciation for older things. I like some older things. I'm not really down with everything old. Scarface I could get down with. Sometimes 8-Ball MJG. Some stuff.
Yeah. What is the flow?
I think it's just most time it's the flow, especially when it comes to Southern hip hop. It's a lot slower back then. While nowadays we get a bit more diversity and range and variation in terms of like how fast they're rapping, how slow they're rapping,
Right.
how the beat is, how they ride the beat.
And I know
all
you
that
like
type of
it's
stuff.
dusty.
Yeah,
Dusty.
Yes, there's a lot of dusty. I'm not gonna lie. One of my favorite hip hop groups of all time, UGK. I cannot listen to their first 2 albums. Got them on vinyl. Well, I got one of them on vinyl. I cannot listen to them things. Them things is dated, dusty, old. But the Southern artists that I respect of nowadays, look at those albums and be like, oh man, UGK was speaking to the soul.
You go right to Riding Dirty.
As like my favorite, like.
Well, that's probably their best album.
I'm not gonna lie, on my list I do have 2 UGK albums. Like I said,
that's fine.
My favorite hip hop group, one of my favorite hip hop groups, if not my favorite. And best album I think, especially earlier in that time, Riding Dirty.
Right.
Dirty Money is good. I don't think it's as great as Riding Dirty because I think they really found the pocket with Riding Dirty.
Dirty was like
Underground Kings, even though that was a big gap between their careers because they had the little solo career happen. And then the album after that, no.
Pimp C went to jail.
Yeah. But they still had their solo albums, which I do dig. I do dig their solo albums.
But yeah. Want to get into this list?
Let's get into the list. Who's gonna go first?
B.
With number 15.
All right. Carter 3.
Okay, let me find my list real quick because I thought I had it pulled up.
Bro.
I didn't. Okay, my number 15 is the Carter 3 as well.
No, for real?
I promise. It's the Carter 3 as well.
We
and
linked.
The reason I put the Carter 3 in here is because I was looking at my list and I'm like, in terms of like Southern artists that are legends, Lil Wayne got to be in there somewhere. I felt like it was going to be too disrespectful for me to not have Lil Wayne.
I was thinking the same thing.
Now, if we was going to do projects overall, I might have put like No Ceilings in there. Or The Drought, too.
Yeah. See, but I wanted to focus on albums.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if we do mixtapes, he's going to be...
No, that's what I'm saying. So that's why I was like, all right, let me chill out. I got to put him in here somewhere. What is my favorite album by Lil Wayne? And it has to be the Carter 3 because of the variety that he gives you on that album, some of the radio hits on there. There is like one skip on there. There are some songs that sound dated. Miss Officer, I hate that song.
Why? Because it was overplayed?
That plus it's just annoying. I hate it. Oh my God, I hate that song.
My aunties jam that song. Come on, man.
Everybody jams that song. I'm just tired of it. I hate it. Whenever I hear it, I want to skip it.
Right on.
But, for Carter 3, I think that was one period of time where I actually went out and bought a CD.
Right.
So I can say that I was one of the contributing sales to that first week sales.
LimeWire. I'm not going to... LimeWire. I
Allegedly.
LimeWired it.
Allegedly.
No.
Allegedly.
I did it. It's over there.
All right. All right, why do you have the Carter 3 as 15?
It's because it's my second favorite Wayne album. So that's a, you know, I mean he might make another appearance on this list right here. But I don't know. I just go by like he was running it, bro. He was like number one artist at the time. It's hard to like deny the influence of Wayne, even the impact of that album. And I'm like, bro, it wasn't just a Southern classic. It was all around the world, bro. And I could not. I remember like going outside and just hearing this album everywhere, bro. So, Lil Wayne, 15.
All right. Number 14. Who's gonna go first? Me or you? You
got
went
it.
first to get
Yeah,
14.
you got it.
I mean 15. My number 14, and I hate that I put this album in.
Come on, man.
Young Jeezy's Thug Motivation
No,
101.
it being so low is my problem. Bro.
No, not for me. So I recently re-listened to this album. Come more into the center.
Oh, my bad.
So I
My
recently
bad.
re-listened to this album last year, 2023, and Thug Motivation slaps, bangs. I need it on vinyl. I need it on wax. The thing about this album is, because we're in this microwave era and this era of like 2 to 3 minute songs,
Right.
barely hitting 3 minutes, some of these songs can outlast their welcome. And I think the album track list is just a bit too lengthy for me. But besides that, if we cut it down a bit, as of right now, if we cut it down just a bit, but I get it though, because back then you bought an album.
Yeah.
You can't access music like you could back then.
Right.
So if you bought an album, you want your money's worth.
And you gonna sit on it.
Exactly. Now, when I listen to it, I'm like, like, you know, it's, to me, it's one of it might be Jeezy's best project.
Might.
I think it might, because the Recession is pretty good.
It's really
I did a whole, well, not a whole re-listen,
Recession
but
is good.
I did re-listen to a good amount of his projects
Okay.
last year, and I was like, all right, TM101 might be number one right here. So TM101 definitely has a lot of replay value, definitely has some bangers on there, and some of the actual radio singles on there were really good as well.
Really good. Hey, yo, it's a little higher on my list. You're disrespectful.
No, not
That album is like, bro. I remember my stepdad played this album so much, bro. I could not get away from this album. So I think it's like, bro, it's like ingrained in my head, bro. I like know the track list. I can just, I love that album, bro. Even though it is lengthy, like, you know, it's another album that we talked about before that's like that. But I love it, bro. Higher on my list. You're disrespectful for 14. That's all I got to say.
Hey, at least I put him on there.
Yeah, you did.
Could have been on
You did. But let me go. DS2.
Oh,
Yes, it is low for you. That's too low for you?
it's not too low because I understand it. I understand the placement. It's just, you know, Future has a big part of my heart here. So it's definitely in the middle of my list somewhere. But DS2 being that low, especially when we talk about trap music, especially with something like Young Jeezy and this album being full of bangers with TM101, DS2 being full of bangers.
Yeah.
I get it, but it just hurts me personally.
This is why I think it comes from, to me, it's that modern one. It's like, what's the modern classic? Like, let's say from 10 years, the last 10 years in the South that you can think of. It has to be a Future album. Or maybe a Gunna, Baby. Depends. It's going to be like DS2.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't think of nothing else.
I got some albums on here.
Like what?
No,
Oh, my bad. I'm trying.
I might got an album on here. You know what I'm saying? I might got an album on here.
That's why I have DS2 lower, bro, just because of like it's a newer album. And, you know, I probably got to sit with it another 10 years to see how I feel about that. But right now, it still made the list, bro. It's no way it's supposed to make the list.
I'm glad to hear you say that because I did see online on Twitter the other day, which is a place you shouldn't go for hip hop takes. People were saying DS2 was not Future's best project, and I'm like, what are y'all smoking?
What is his best project?
Some people were saying Future, like the self-named one, Hendrix.
Right.
Some people were saying The Wizard. And I'm like,
The Wizard.
yeah, like to me that was the end of that whole era of Future
right.
really going hard.
Is it
with
the
mixtapes
purple and
Purple
orange
and
cover?
yeah,
Bro, I never listened to that album.
I did. To me, it was the end of the era. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
But, some of the albums that they was putting on there, I'm like, maybe top 5, but not top 1.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to number 13. Right
My turn to go first. All right, let me go back to my list, man. I had a call I had to deny. Trap me. No, my bad. The Untouchable by Scarface. I don't know if you have that on your list, but this is another album that I listened to growing up a lot. It just has some great songs on there, bro. It's hard to deny Scarface influence. If I got the Untouchables on here, you know, he's gonna make another appearance.
I was about to say, yeah, because I don't think I have Scarface on my list. He's definitely in my
Hold on,
honorable mentions. Wait.
All right, okay.
In terms of albums that I listen to and replay a lot, because you saw me listen
Yeah,
to
yeah,
The Diary the other day, re-listen to it.
Right.
Phenomenal. I really enjoy the beats on that. The Untouchables is also a good one. That's the one where he's standing like in front of a window or something like that.
No,
right?
that's the one when he's like sitting down like
Yeah,
this.
that one. The one that was in front of the window.
Right.
Yeah. I enjoy that album as well. To me, not my favorite project, but
Right.
still a good one. But Scarface is an artist I really respect in the game. And when I do see that he's on a feature or he has a new project coming out, like I think the Roots one, the one that was all brown.
Oh, the one
out.
that Deeply Rooted?
Yeah, that one. Yeah. Really enjoyed that one.
Yeah,
that was a really good album.
He
right
don't.
there.
Hey, Scarface don't have no skippable albums, bro.
Yeah, I will agree.
I think he has one of the best discographies in hip hop, bro.
Solo, yeah. I'll agree with that. Yeah. My number 13, and this might throw you for a loop. Goody Mob Soul Food. This is an album I can jam.
I love that album.
Yeah, that album was good. When I first listened to it, I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, this is jamming right here. I haven't heard their second album because I'm afraid because the first album was so good. But Goody Mob Soul Food, I feel like when it comes to a trio of hip hop artists that all come together, to me sometimes there could be, I will say, an uneven representation of certain artists. Like, oh, this artist was lacking here, this artist was lacking here. Overall, I thought that the project was good. I thought everybody came with their A game. I thought the beats were pretty good. Coming from the Dungeon family, Outkast,
Right.
That whole thing right there, with Future also being part of the Dungeon
Oh my
family
god,
as
bro!
well.
Like later Future.
I'm just
What's his
saying.
name? Meathead. Come on, bro.
I'm just saying.
Get him outta
Dungeon
here.
family, you gotta give him a bit of respect. I love Goody Mob Soul Food. This is an album that I never thought I would actually love.
Yeah.
When I actually listened to it, I really enjoyed it.
Great album. It's higher on my list. Soul Food's
Soul Food's a classic.
It's a classic.
It's a classic. If I had to go top 5, no, not top 5. Top 10, probably most influential Southern hip hop albums, it'd probably be in there.
Yeah, it's in there. So, trap music, T.I. Bro, come on.
I'm not mad at the placement. I'm not mad at the placement.
You're not playing? Okay.
I'm not mad at the
But come
placement.
on. Everything, bro. I re-listened to it for a little bit. I didn't finish it. I was working. But still, album amazing, bro. That's probably the only. Well, it's not the only T.I. album I really listen to, but that album right there is amazing. I love like the hits he had on it. Just T.I. That's when I believed him. Now I don't know. He got a little older, and I'm like, I don't know. T.I. just seems really. I could go on a whole T.I. rant, bro. How I feel about him, but I can't deny he's a great artist, especially his early material. And number 13 for me. That's all I gotta say. I don't like to talk about T.I. that much.
Oh my god. Number 12 for me, T.I. Trap Music.
Okay.
I love this T.I. album. To me, it's T.I.'s best project. I did a whole T.I., not a whole T.I. discography listen, but I listened to a good amount of his albums, re-listened to them all last year, especially with it being the anniversary of Trap Music last year. What was it, like the 20th?
It has to be 20th.
It's probably the 20th anniversary of Trap Music.
So it came out in what, 03?
Probably, because his first album came out, I think, 2001.
Oh yeah, I'm serious. I'm serious. I remember my brother had that.
And Trap Music to me is a really great album, a really great body of work back to back. The only songs I really don't like on there is the songs where he's talking about girls like that.
But you gotta have but you gotta have the ladies. Bro.
Yeah, which I understand, which is why I give DS2 Rich Sex. I give that song a pass.
I hate that song.
I do as well. But I give songs like that a pass. I'm like, all right, you gotta make the songs for the ladies at least. But Trap Music to me definitely cements itself within Southern hip hop of the type of bouncy, I guess, production that T.I. really had on there. The very production from Manny Fresh, David Banner, and maybe I think Pharrell was on that album as well.
Yeah.
Pretty good production, pretty good rapping. T.I. displays a lot of good rapping on that album. To me, some of his best rapping. There are other albums where he does have a bit better rapping, but overall I think that this was a really solid project. T.I.'s best project overall.
Okay. Hey, can't disagree. It's your turn to go first, right?
I did 12. So did you
do
12?
Yeah, I did my my bad. Southern Playlistic. Kind of low. Outkast, man.
Okay, just making sure.
I don't know. I don't know. How do you feel about it? See,
it's not a bad album.
It's not.
It's not a bad album.
I feel like this was more of a like. It couldn't have not made the list to me, but I don't know. I just felt wrong without putting it in there. I love this album. This was when they was in their little pimp stage. They was Outkast, bro. They was new. This new group. I wasn't around. I don't even think I was born when it came out, but still, like, I still go back, listen to a little some songs, and it kind of threw me off. Like, Players Ball is actually a Christmas song. Like, knowing that as a fact, it was kind of cool. And P Diddy actually shot the music video for that album.
I didn't know that.
See, that's pretty dope. So, me, like, when I go to these lower lists, it's nothing really I don't want to go by track. You know, we're trying to get this through, but Southern Playalistic is one of my favorite Outkast albums. Top 3 for me.
To me, it definitely has some jams on there. I really do like Southern Playalistic. It's not a bad album. The reason I didn't put it on my list is because there were certain artists where I'm like, if I put this album on my list and I put this album on the list, they're going to dominate too much of the list. So I kind of wanted to give it a bit of variation. Definitely one of my honorable mentions.
Right.
There are some slappers on there. Like Ain't No Thing, slapper.
Oh, yeah.
Southern Playalistic, slapper. There's a whole bunch of slappers on that album. Hootie Hoo, slapper.
Yeah.
Bunch of slappers on that album. Definitely high in the replayability. But to me, besides Idlewild, because it was more of a soundtrack type thing, to me it's my lowest ranked Outkast album. For me. I like Stankonia as my personal favorite. Stankonia is my personal favorite, but I think the best one is
we might have to make a video on Stankonia.
We do. We might.
Yeah.
Or we could just make a video on Outkast discography in general.
Yeah,
But
we could. But
that was your number 12, right?
yes, my number 12.
Yeah. Southern Playalistic, great album. Personally, not my favorite Outkast album, but nonetheless still a good album that I would still play and play all the way through. Number 11. What is your number 11?
My number 11, Carter 2.
Oh, you got 2 Lil Waynes. Okay.
I told you, hey, Carter 3 low, Carter 2, that's just personal. Like, that album is just personal to me. I think it was more, it's more of a sentimental time in my life as a kid, you know what I'm saying?
Understandable.
You know, I love that album. The Bape Jacket. I don't know, just in the Hustler music video. I just love that song. I still play that song. It's on like a good amount of my playlist on Spotify. Like, that album, bro, it just a lot of memories, especially like hanging out with my older cousins and stuff. They would play Lil Wayne all day. That was one that was just always in rotation. You had the bootleg. Sorry, I wasn't buying albums. I was too young. I was broke.
Of course. This is when we definitely couldn't be buying albums.
But yeah, that made my list just more of it's more of a personal thing.
Carter 2 is definitely, I think, one of Wayne's best albums cohesively. It's not on my list, only because I think Carter 3 has a bit more variety on there in terms of the whole package. Carter 2 definitely an honorable mention. I think it's his best album overall when it comes to rapping. But I will say I go more back to tracks from Carter 3 than Carter 2.
Right.
But it is an honorable mention for me. Definitely not a bad Wayne album at all.
Right.
Nowhere near that. My number 11, Ludacris, Word of Mouth. I know.
Yeah.
This is like Ludacris' second studio album after Back for the First Time, which is a weird title. Ludacris is one of my favorite Southern rappers overall. I think what he came with in the game, his energy, his creativity in terms of him having funny punchliney bars, with him also rapping really, really well on a lot of these beats. And just coming with that energy, that flow. And I was just like, oh man, Ludacris is killing it. And some of the songs on there, even though I don't really jam the radio hits like that, it's a lot of other songs on that album that I jam way more than the radio hits. Like, I forgot what is Roll Out on that album?
Roll Out.
Yeah.
I think it is, man. I think that's one of it.
Or Move. I think it's either Roll Out or Move is on that album. And I'm like, that's a song that I always skip. But besides that, I enjoy it all. I think that Ludacris is the predecessor to 2 Chainz. Because to me, whenever I hear 2 Chainz, I hear Ludacris all over.
And when he was signed with them for a bit.
Under Player Circle, yeah. So Word of Mouth to me, a whole bunch of great tracks on there, a whole bunch of jams on there. Definitely check it out. Ludacris' best project, in my opinion.
So, it's my turn, number 10.
Number 10 or number 11?
I think I just... Bro,
it's my turn for number 10. Now.
Okay.
My number 10 is UGK, Underground Kings. To me, this cemented UGK in terms of, I don't want them to sound old school and get stuck in that one sound that they had in Rhyme Dirty and Dirty Money. They came with the whole guitar not guitar sampling, but guitar use, different production. The way they sounded a lot more modern with the times. Double disc. Definitely doesn't get tiring to even listen to them at all on both of those discs because the tracks on both albums, I'm not going to say like they're just the best variety of UGK songs ever, but it's definitely going to give you a different feel from each disc right there. And I love the fact that Players Anthem. There's 2 different
International
versions.
Players Anthem.
Yeah, International Players Anthems on there. The first disc has the Outkast version. Second has the 3 6 Mafia version. I'm just like, oh my gosh. To me, one of the best Southern hip hop tracks of all time.
Right.
And just a lot of the production that UGK really came with on that album, them coming from a long hiatus of them having 2 different solo careers after Pimp C coming out of jail and Bun B doing his thing. I really enjoy that album. Phenomenal. To me, it's just back to back. I just really enjoy it.
Sorry, didn't make my list.
I understand. To me, it's like the second best UGK album. So,
and to be honest, this next one on my 10, you did all the talking for me because I actually just gave it a sympathy, and that will be Word of mouth. Luda, bro.
No,
I just put
not
it in there.
the sympathy.
Luda, I just never was like a Luda guy, man. But I just know that the influence he had, just those hits, and just that album was a really big album. But I just had to throw it in there somewhere, and I was like,
you know, back when we used to work at job that we won't name,
F him.
Again, F him. Remember, I was going through that whole Ludacris re-listen.
Right.
I was just listening to all them albums.
Yes.
I'm just like, yeah, this is the best one right here. This is the one I keep coming back to.
I think I only listened to that album probably like once in my life, bro. Because to be honest, like growing up and you hear songs on the radio, you never really want to go back. To me, it was hard. It's like it's this Chingy album I used to jam around that time.
You mean the one Chingy album?
Hey man, I'm just saying. But like Chingy, I was like, dang, I like this song.
No, there's some songs I still jam
like,
from Chingy now.
Yeah.
It's those radio hits.
Right.
It's those radio hits. It's not no B-side.
It's not Chingy. Why your eyes so blinky?
No, I'm not listening to that.
Bro, that song was fire. But yeah, I'm sorry, Luda. I love you, bro, but it made a sympathy. But you got 10.
I mean, yeah.
Be happy you made
got
the
a higher
list.
spot than I put it.
Right.
I'm not mad at that.
I started giving 15, but I was like, let me be a little, even though it's kind of messed up what I did.
Yeah, it is kind of.
It's kind of messed up. I knew you would have it, so.
That's all right, though. Go ahead and introduce your number 9.
All right, my number 9, Coming Out Hard by MJG. Well, A-Ball and MJG.
My honorable mention.
Hey, love that album. I discovered this album on my mom's MP3 player. Oh, bro, just Mr. Biggs. Oh man, Coming Out Hard, the title track, bro. It's just like 9 tracks, I believe.
It's pretty short. Amazing
album, bro. And then they second album. But anyways, first album, amazing. Not gonna do too much. I can't say much about it. Just A-Ball with his flow, MJG voice. It's amazing, bro. And you are sleeping for.
I have an honorable mention at least. I enjoyed the album. It's not an album that I just go back to a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know why I like more current MJG and A-Ball when they're on other people's tracks. Not the whole Diddy thing.
Yeah.
There is like one song I like with them with the Diddy thing. There is one. That You Don't Want No Drama? Heat. Fire.
A-Ball, MJG, my number 9. Right? Number 9. I'm bugging.
Yeah, number 9.
Yeah.
My number 9 is a 3 6 Mafia album, and this might be the one that you didn't expect. Even though for me, it's an easy pick. Most Known Unknowns. To me, this is cemented during the modern era of hip hop, during the bling era of that time, because I wanted to put.
That's Poppin' My Collar on there.
Poppin' My Collar, Stay Fly, Side to Side.
Yeah.
Everything is on there, man. To me, that's like, if you want to put someone on the 3 6 Mafia, I say put him on that.
Right.
Because that actually has the rapping on there. The whole Mystic Styles, and you start going back to the mixtapes. Yeah, there's some rapping here and there, but it's a lot of like instrumentals with like samples on it, with the darker samples, which ain't bad, but it's definitely not my style for 3 6 Mafia. I definitely like the deep, darker rap and the production that they really was laying on in that album right there, Most Known Unknowns.
And I'm gonna recommend them Mystic Styles just because that's stuff I love, like the dark stuff, the DJ Paul's instrumentals. Like, bro, it's amazing.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just feel like I like to start from the beginning and to get them to that. But I feel you, bro. The album's dope.
Like, if you want to get them onto like good like rap, like if you want to get the casual listener onto 3 6 Mafia.
You want to give them to the album?
Yeah, I'll give them that. Like, if you want to give a hip hop head 3 6 Mafia, Mystic Styles.
Yeah, okay.
That's my go-to for that.
I got you.
But 3 6 Mafia, Most Known Unknowns, an album that I really, really enjoy.
I need to go back to that album.
Yeah, it has a lot of jams, a lot of slappers on there. It makes me want to fight, even though I'm not a fighter.
You're not a fighter?
Not at all.
All right, man. Who am I next?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I'm trying to remember.
We have number 9.
Okay. Number 9, Soul Food.
Okay, you had it higher than me, what you said you was going to.
He did a lot of talking on it. I love that album, man. It kind of put me on, like, I listened to it, like, not too long ago, like a few weeks ago, bro. And then remember I sent you me listen to CeeLo Green?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just brought me back. So I'm like, man, I'm gonna just go down CeeLo Green's discography. And, like, that dude's talented as well. But that album's just dope. It's a better album to me than the whole Southern Playalistic album, the Outkast album. So I have it a little higher on my list. I don't know. I just feel like all the guys brought something different to the table, but like with Grip, but CeeLo is like the standout to me. More talented, and I also found out that he was supposed to be an Outkast.
I didn't know
that blew my mind. So, but yeah, Soul Food.
Soul Food is a good choice.
Amazing.
Did I introduce? Oh, you introduced it. So you start with number 8.
Okay. All right. Riding Dirty.
Oh,
What?
that's way too high of a placement for me. I get it though. I get it. But, that's way too high of a placement.
Come on,
Go
man.
ahead.
Just
Go ahead.
this album, bro. Like, I actually know a guy that worked on the album. That don't make it like okay, but this album's a classic, B.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even if you just go through hip hop albums, it's not up there, but it's on there, man. It's just.
What would you give it? What range? Would
If
you
we
give
doing like 100?
it? No. Give it. Like I'm saying, like what is the least that you would give? Like a top 10, top 20, top 30, top 50?
Oh,
top 40?
I say top 70. It's still there though. It's still there. That's the only thing that matters. That it's still there.
I guess you really sound like you're giving a participation award. All right.
But if I
What's
really
the
go
wrong-
down like hip hop albums, like classics, and actually like try to put it down in a list, I don't know, bro. It might be higher. Maybe it's just.
I think it's like a top 20, top 30 for me. But I'm just saying. Just me.
I love this album, bro. Like, to be honest, I can't really go down like track list right now. But if I don't got no signal, I will. But the album's just dope. It shows you just the chemistry between them two. And like what B said was how it feel like Riding Dirty is when they're like, yeah,
They really got
everything together, bro.
To me, Riding Dirty is like when Outkast made AT-Aliens.
Yeah,
When they cemented who they were, you could tell that's Big Boy, that's Andre. They got split.
You don't think that's a Aquemini?
Aquemini dives into that bag a bit more. I will definitely say that.
But-
Especially with the rapping.
Bro.
But with the styles, I
Yeah.
think
Okay, I got
AT-Aliens
you.
do.
But yeah, I got Riding Dirty, man, and
What was that, number 8?
yeah.
My number 8, Migos Culture.
Oh man, I didn't even think of that album, bro.
What can I say about that album?
Ooh,
There's
man.
only like one skip, and I think it's the last track. Which I mean, by that time, you already kind of done with the album anyway. But man, it's not that long of a Migos project at all. It was coming off some other project that people weren't talking about at all. They had a lot of hits off of that album. The only song I really don't like on that album, in terms of like big commercial hits, is probably Bad and Bougie. But that's only because I'm tired of it. I don't dislike
I
it.
remember playing. He was like, I don't like this Lil Uzi guy, but we can get on that later.
Yeah. I love Lil Uzi now. That's a different story though. Look, people's minds can change over time.
Yeah, I know.
I had to open my eyes to peek. But
Yeah.
either way, Migos Culture, lots of bangers, back to back. I think the pacing on that album is great, especially for what all they give you on that album. There isn't anything that's just too like left field, except for maybe the intro track. Like I said, the last track. But besides that, to me, this album is like no skips basically at this point.
I'm
just like,
so
good.
sorry that I didn't even think about that album.
I had to think about it because
Dang, I love that
because
album.
at first I had DS2 and Migos Culture right beside each other.
Yeah.
But I'm like, Culture got a little less tracks.
Yeah.
And there's less skippables on there.
Culture is amazing, bro. Like I played that album to death, bro. Dang, I didn't even think about it, B. Only modern album I was thinking about was DS2.
No, I had to put some more modern albums on mine. See, that's the thing. I I'm more modern. That's why I said it was hard. That's why a lot of the older albums they got honorable mentions.
Right.
Well, I got more modern albums. I feel in my list.
Honorable mention for me, man.
Migos Culture.
God dang, I feel sorry.
I thought you was gonna rip me a new one.
No, bro, I love that album, bro. I love that album. I just was not thinking. Okay, where we at 7?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 400 Degrees, Juvie.
Okay.
Come on, man.
I didn't think that was gonna make
Yeah.
your list. Okay.
Yeah, it's not the best rapping, but it's bro. Come on, Juvie was just different. Nothing was like Juvie, bro. Before my time, but I grew up listening to it from my parents, stepdad. Bro, he put me on all type of stuff. So the album just, I don't know. It just shows like Juvie was like the star of Hot Boy at one time. So Wayne had his
Before
run,
Wayne.
but yeah, but like, come on, man, Juvie. Isn't really much I could say about the album. You gotta listen to this album, bro.
To me, it's the energy that comes off that album.
It's just amazing, bro.
That's
Like,
what the album was. You know what I mean?
yeah. Come on, bro. Yeah,
Okay,
and then Jay-Z did a remix. Was on a remix.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Hove. But like, man, come on, Juvie, 400 Degrees. They was hating on him so bad. What they put out? Lil Wayne put out what 500, 600 Degrees album
think it's
after when
500 Degrees.
yeah. Like, come on, bro, chill out. Juvie.
I mean, either way, that album is a banger. I got it on vinyl.
is.
So
You got Juvie? You got? Oh, you had the
the
VMP.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the VMP person.
I might have to get that. I don't got it on vinyl, bro. But yeah,
All right, so that was number 8, right?
yeah. No, 7.
That was 7.
Yeah.
All right. Since you ended it, you start 7.
No, I thought I just did 7.
I thought that was your 8. No.
That was my
Oh,
seven,
no,
bro. I hate these. I hate lists.
You're right.
I hate
7.
lists.
7.
All right, you'll go.
All right. My 7, and I had this wrong when I was talking about it a while ago. Future DS2.
Aye.
The greatest trap album of all time. I know I put T.I.'s trap music on here. We wouldn't have DS2 without trap music. But also, we wouldn't have peak trap music without Future. I mean, there's like 1 or 2 skips on this album. The deluxe is even good, even though it has about 4 songs on there. Just from the intro, I feel like this is the culmination of those 3 mixtapes that Future came out with, from 56
Right.
Nights, Beast Mode, Monster, all 3 of that put together in one of the greatest packages ever. Because while on the other 3 mixtapes, he might have had a few skips here and there. I feel like he brought the best of what he had on those 3 mixtapes. He brought it over to DS2. Oh, the energy, he exemplified it. Just with songs like Groupies, the flow, the voice, the cadence he had on that.
Bro.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, yeah, he's in his bag right now. Like, I can't even stop him right now. I bought the CD, I bought the vinyl. Oh yeah, I'm all in there.
And it was crazy because like when that album came out, I was kind of like, I wasn't on the Beast Modes, the 56 Nights, the Monster. Like I don't know. I know you was big on it, of course. I got a couple family members else that was on it. I'm like, I don't know. I don't see it. DS2 made me go back, and I was like, okay, I think I'm in.
DS2
and
is a monster.
I had my dad jamming this album like crazy, bro. Like this album's amazing, bro. Like a little high for me, but
Perfect trap album for me.
it's perfect.
Trap album.
It's a great album, bro. Great. So you going what we on now?
7. That was my 7.
So we're on 6. You should
So
start
you do
it.
your 7?
I did my 7. My
All
7
right.
was
So my 6.
400.
All right. My number 6, Rick Ross, Teflon Don. To me, his greatest project overall. I'm a pretty big Rick Ross fan up until after Mastermind is when I really fell off with Rick Ross. I heard some of his albums after that, like Port of Miami 2 and Rather You Than Me or something like that. But to me, Teflon Don, he just, that sound that Rick Ross had. Especially around the time with him doing the Rich Forever mixtape. And then we had God Forgives I Don't. That whole era. Just that era of music he was going at. I was listening to another Rick Ross album, the one that came out before this one, Deeper Than Rap.
That's the one with the cover with him had the like the coat on and whatever.
Which one?
Deeper Than Rap.
Deeper Than
He had
Rap
like a
was,
fur on or something, or was it like a suit?
I think it was a suit. It was a suit.
Okay.
It was like pinkish black. Like it had it looked like an Obi strip, but it wasn't an Obi strip on the side with the But I listened to Deeper Than Rap just to solidify my point, and I'm like, yeah, Deeper Than Rap. I could see where Rick Ross was going with this. Teflon Don was really where Rick Ross was going with Deeper Than Rap. With some of the luxurious beats, some of the trap beats. I think the blending and the actual pacing of the album itself. And some of the lyrics, some of the introspection that he really has on there. I'm just like, okay, like with Freemason with Jay-Z. I didn't feel like he got washed on that track with Jay-Z. Yeah. The song with him and CeeLo Green, Tears of Joy. Oh, Super High with Neo. Yeah. And then obviously the standout tracks with Gucci and Styles P. Gucci Hammer and BMF. Oh, such great tracks on that album. And the intro. Oh my gosh, that intro is amazing.
Honorable mention for me, great album though, I'm not gonna lie. And Rick Ross in his bag, because he actually started a whole like trend at one point with the Lex Luger production and stuff like that. So yeah. Big influence. That's what, 2010?
2020, 2011, because I remember I was playing Red Dead Redemption at the time.
So that's when he put out the Devil in the Red. What's that album? I mean, the song called with Kanye. That verse he had, like probably one of the best verses that year.
A Devil in a New Dress?
Yeah, The Devil in a New Dress.
That's around that time.
Bro. Oh, so he was in his bag.
Yeah.
He was in his bag. Yeah. Nah,
Teflon Don is
it didn't make my list. I was thinking about it, I was looking at it, but I'm like, I don't think I revisited too much.
I do. I think I revisit it every few months.
I think I'm gonna have to go back to it though.
That album is really good.
I don't know. With some of your picks, you kind of making me go back. I think I might have to go back.
I'm just saying.
I'm like, hopefully I messed my list up, bro. I'm like, hold up, bro. Did I say this already? All right. We on 6. We Can't Be Stopped by the Ghetto Boys.
Okay.
This one's
no
another.
Ghetto Boys on mine. I'm just saying that now.
This is not a sympathy vote. This is more of a like. This is one of those like. I just had to do it.
It's respect.
It's respect, bro. Like placement. I'm from the area, bro. Like my mom loved Mind Playing Tricks on Me, and I remember I used to watch. It was an MTV show Saturdays. They used to do 25 countdown. They have a rapper do it. It was some Sucker Free something, but The Game hosted it, and he put this song on there, and I never heard this song in my life. I was younger. It was like 05, 06. My mom just come out the room just singing word for word from Mind Playing Tricks. I'm like, I gotta find out what this is, bro. Years later, I download the whole album. Shouldn't have been listening to that, but anyways, great album, bro. Scarface also stands out to me always. You could tell that he's the writer. Bushwick Bill being just you know, the creep. I'm not trying to say just because she's a little person, but still, like he has like different lines in there, bro. That's like fits his character, and then like I can't think of his
I don't
name
know
right
the
now.
other one's name.
Willie D.
Oh.
Willie D. Willie D. The tough guy. Come on with the hard bars and stuff, man. But Scarface is always a standout. So I love that album. You know, it's top 5 probably hip hop album. No, I'm just joking around about that one. But
You
still,
about to say Southern?
Yeah,
I'm waiting for the Southern parts.
but nah, that's all I got on that one. But man, but We Can't Be Stopped, classic. Also iconic album cover.
The one where Bushwick Bill was
Yeah.
on the hospital bed.
Yeah, bro.
The stretcher?
Shot himself in the eye.
Yeah, that's a hard cover.
That Everclear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a hard cover.
Yeah.
Definitely. Me, I'm not going back to the album like that. But yeah, it's respectable. It's a respectable.
He's
place.
tripping.
You're right. All right, number 5. Since you ended it, you start.
Thug Motivation 101.
You gonna look at me crazy when you hear my number 5, then? Because
Come on, bro.
Opposite spectrums.
What else could you say, man? I used to hit the kitchen lights, cockroaches everywhere. Now I hit the kitchen lights, marble floors everywhere.
Yeah, that's all. That's a
Come
hard
on,
bar.
bro.
That's a hard bar.
Somebody called a cop. No, I ain't even gonna. Come on, bro. Like this album, the influence it had around the world, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like it even tapped into Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, bro. In those skits, what Jeezy said, I'm the man in these streets. Come on, man. Like, bro, this album, bro, it's so motivational. It's not even just for a trap star, bro. Like, you could be pushing these records out here. You could be pushing like some other product. This album will motivate you.
Allegedly.
101. You know what I'm saying?
This is an album where,
Bro,
when I listen to it, I
actually-
want to get money.
Bro, I want to get money, bro, in any way. I don't know. It's just this album is really, really good, bro.
It makes me feel like a tough guy. Like no one can touch me. I will say
Bro,
that.
I'll never forget pulling out the parking lot jamming this one day, bro. I was like, man, come on, bro. I'm pulling out the parking lot, bro. I'm making this. I ain't making nothing. I'm just, yeah, bro. Y'all peasants. You know what I'm saying?
And you gotta
I'm-
turn it up loud. You can't listen to it.
You
at a
got
low
to
volume.
and turn the windows down. They got to hear what Jeezy's saying. See, man, that's all I got to say, bro.
Thug Motivation 101, very respectable album. I'm surprised it made it that high because when we was talking about it, you gave me the range. I'm like, all right, I can see where this range is going. Then when you said it was high, I'm like,
Hey, because I started going down the rabbit hole of just looking at all these albums. I'm like, man, I think this album might be up there, bro. Because when you sent, I don't know how we got on this discussion. I just sent it. Oh, I sent you the record
Yeah, you
that was
sent me the
produced.
record.
Yeah, that's pressed by Get Down, and I was like, bro, top 15 album, Southern album.
I was like,
This album
I was
started
like top 20. I think I said top 20.
Yeah. This album is responsible for this video right here. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Classic.
Sadly.
Classic.
Sadly.
No, classic.
My number 5, some actual good hip hop.
All right, bugging.
Little Brother, The Minstrel Show. I will admit, I'm a new fan.
Mm-hmm.
My eyes have been opened recently. A few months ago back then, I was listening to a lot of older school hip hop. I was sending you some of the stuff I listened to. You said, hey, you might like backpack rap. Check this album out. I saw the cover. I said, The Minstrel Show. I said, what does this man have me about to listen to? What is this just sent me?
Whoa, you can't say that.
I can bleep it out.
Yeah, you crazy. There you go.
But he sent me this cover. All I see is 3 black men on here smiling. It looked like the UPN thing in the corner. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, what is this album name? I'm like, all right, I'll check it out because I never heard of Little Brother at the time. And this, like I said, this is a few months ago in 2023, towards the tail end. I check out that album. I'm like, they just going. I'm like, oh, this is fire, back to back. I'm like, because usually when it comes to backpack rap, I'm a bit iffy on it because sometimes the beats don't really be there. Lil Brother, Ninth Wonder. Oh my
bro. It's
gosh.
like-
oh my gosh. He's like I would say he's like the Southern Kanye West with the beats.
Yeah, he is though. He is.
Yeah, I give him the Southern Kanye West.
Yeah, bro.
I'm just like,
The
oh my.
samples.
Some of the samples, some of the beats, the rapping on there, the chemistry that Big Pooh and Fonte have on there. This is more my introduction to Fonte.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this guy sounds like Drake. Obviously, you told me,
Yeah,
Drake
the
gets
influence.
inspiration from him. And I'm just like, man, them going back and forth on these tracks, the verses that they have, and just the relatability that they really have on this album. And certain songs where they just go over the themes of like black stereotypical
Yeah.
culture happening. And one of my favorite songs on there that had me dying laughing, but was also having me jamming as well, that cheating song, the fake R&B R. Kelly Mr. Big song.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, this song is just that little run that they had from the second track. Right after the song with Elzai, the one that Jay Dilla produced.
Right.
I'm like, that run, I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, This is an unstoppable run right here of tracks. The album is good overall.
That's
Check out
amazing.
Minstrel Show by Little Brother. Hopefully nothing wrong comes from me saying that.
Bro, amazing album, bro. It's your go to another album.
That was my top 5.
That was-
That was my 5th one. That was you already did 5?
Yeah, Thug
Okay,
Motivation.
okay. It's
See,
mine.
This
It's my
boy
4th.
high.
And see, now we about to get into the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
My number 4, Outkast, ATLiens.
Hey, I'm not just no, bro.
Okay. Look at you for a second.
Cause look, I ain't said it yet.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Outkast, ATLiens, to me, this is the album that really showed me the separation between Big Boy and Andre 3000 from Southern Playalistic Cadillac music, that album. To me, this really showed the divide. I like the spacey, atmospheric production on there as well, because this is definitely something different from Southern production at that time as well.
Totally.
And like I said, I love the cover art with the whole comic booky feel. The fact of this world that they kind of paint with this whole little alien thing of them being different, but they're from ATL. You expect them to act a certain way, but they're really different. Therefore, they're aliens. You know what I'm saying? I really like the rapping on there. I don't think Andre. Can I say Andre really washed Big Boy on anything?
Nah.
I think that was pretty even. But there was one verse. I forgot. I think it was on
Is it
not
Me
Two
and
Dope
You?
Boys in the Cadillac. Not Me and You. Not Elevators. Dang, I forgot the name of it. Dun, 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 dun. It's not Two Dope Boys in the Cadillac. It's a.
I know that, bro.
Oh, your hands in the air. It's that one.
Thinking
I was like,
it's
Andre was
okay
going
or-
hard on here. I'm like, oh
What's
my
the name of
gosh.
that song?
But
I'm bugging.
I think Big Boy, was keeping up because a lot of people like to discredit Big Boy and only put Andre up there. Big Boy be holding his own
Facts,
with
bro.
Andre.
Come on,
They
man.
neck and neck on that album.
Right,
Songs
right,
like that. Two Dope Boys in the Cadillac, Elevators, obviously those standout tracks.
Right,
but songs like Mainstream, I'm like, oh my
Come
gosh,
on, bro.
this is hard.
Yes.
This is hard. Heat. I'm
Super.
just saying ATLiens, one of my favorite Outkast albums. I mean, most of them are my favorite,
Yeah.
so I can't really say that. But ATLiens, very good Outkast album,
Yeah.
and very good Southern hip hop album. In fact, very good hip hop album overall, just in general. Let me say that.
All right. I love that album as well. But my number 4, The Minstrel Show. And look, this wasn't going to make my list till he mentioned it. Just because, bro, it's from the South, Carolina, Big Pooh's from Virginia, Southern artists. It was just, it was just different because it always fit to me in that Midwest,
That's why
Jay Dilla, Slum Village. But I was like, you know what? I'm sneaking it in there. He did it. I'm going to do it as well.
Okay.
And this album was like, I kind of felt the same way when I first listened to this album when I saw that cover. Like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? And so, because I heard of them before, but it was from the listening. I knew a few songs from them. But then I never really did. I think I started listening to them in like 2013, 14. It was a little, we was young. We couldn't be in 05 out here like jamming the Minstrel Show. My mom been like, what the hell is what you listening to? But Joe, like, bro, Fonte, he about top 10. And, bro, MCs, bro, like this
of
dude
all
can,
time.
Nah, I ain't gonna say. I'm just, me, I'm being hyperbolic. But he's up there, bro. Like he's one of the goats. Like he has a whole verse. I don't know, it's not on his album, it's on the listening. Bro didn't rhyme, but it's just amazing.
I gotta listen
Bro,
to it.
it's like his technique. And I'm not trying to discredit Pooh. Pooh did his thing on his album. But like the production, Fonte, just the whole theme of it, just how they was mocking the game at the time. And just how people like put them to the side and like not wanting them, just like thinking that I don't know, they were labeled too smart at one point. I don't know if you saw did you watch?
Not too smart, but they was labeled backpack rappers.
Yeah,
They was like,
yeah.
not backpack rappers.
But no,
These
BET
are
called
rappers.
them too smart or something like that. Somebody's too smart for them just because of the name of the album. Like they didn't get the theme of it because they thought like, oh yeah, nobody's gonna really, this name is gonna be crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, just Little Brother, I love this iconic, probably one of my favorite duos. Well, yeah,
Trio at the time.
Trio at the
Duo,
time, amazing. I just wish they patched things up with Ninth. Who knows what can happen? But they latest, like they do amazing albums
I'm
without
about to say,
him.
May the Lord watch.
Yeah,
that's like an honorable mention.
Bro, that
Super
album
honorable mention.
is amazing too as
I
well.
want to put that on here, but I don't
But
know.
yo, if y'all haven't checked out the Minstrel Show, check that album out. Really amazing album. That's all I gotta say about it.
Heavily agree. That was your.
That was my 4.
So you start with 3.
My 3, The Diary.
Okay, I was listening to a few. Like what? Last week?
Yeah.
This week,
I
this
think
week.
I think this is Scarface. Like this is the album that I think everybody, mostly they'll go to as like probably his best album.
They'll call it. Yeah, they'll
Yeah,
put it
that's-
as number 1.
The storytelling, is just peak. That's like Scarface is not a lyrical guy, bro. He just paints the picture. You know what I'm saying? Like the words he says, like, bro, like man cry. Come on, bro.
And when he raps,
Just
I feel
his
like
voice
it's real.
and he has one of the best voices. Like he's so believable, and like his experience, just him telling just stories is just like it's amazing, bro. Sometimes you just sit and listen. Like that Tiny Desk, bro, made me go back. Like that Tiny Desk he did was amazing. Probably one of my favorite Tiny Desks in the last few years.
So
I don't know if you
gotta-
checked it out.
I haven't checked it out.
Check
I
it
got a
out.
question because I was listening to the album, and I was listening to it. There was one track on there, but they didn't have the feature on Spotify, and I was like, "That's Ice Cube right there." Who do you think is a better storyteller in your eyes?
Ice Cube a Scarface? Face Mob, bro. Brad. Hey,
Okay.
Brad. You know what I'm saying? Brad Jordan.
Because I know obviously Ice Cube is also revered as a great storyteller.
Yeah, he is, but
I personally like Scarface's rapping a bit more.
Yeah. So Cube had that run with his first few albums, but it just Scarface don't take no dive, man. Like he have an even kill. Like it's like okay, boom. This is not like way better than this or this like that. But he doesn't put out no bad projects, bro. Hey, Scarface, bro, I love you, man. One of my favorites. Hey, top 3 Southern album, and this album might be higher on 100 top 100 hip hop list in my opinion.
What range?
50.
Okay. That was your number 3?
Yeah.
My number 3, Outkast, Aquemini. 2 back-to-back Outkast albums. Tripping, how? Well, okay, look. Aquemini, to me, displays some of the greatest rapping from Outkast overall. I think it's the best rapping that Outkast has done overall in album format. While I do like Aliens for its more atmospheric, spacey vibes that it gives me, I love those vibes right there, especially when you rhyme with it at night. Aquemini, some of the storytelling on the art of storytelling part 1 and part 2, skewing on the Barbie with Raekwon on there. Return of the G. Oh my gosh.
It's the return.
No. And then Synthesizer.
Hey,
oh
Andre
my
was
God.
killing that, bro.
Oh my God, bro. What is happening on this album right now? That album is amazing. The production on that album is amazing. The rapping on that album is amazing. To me, if I had to do a list of best hip hop albums of all time, it's definitely hitting the top 20, top 10
Yeah,
for me.
that album's amazing.
That album to me is the perfect Outkast album.
Hey.
To me, the perfect one. Stankonia is my favorite. Aquemini, perfect.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong. No skips. No imperfection at all.
My this 2, right?
This is 3.
It's not 3?
This
No,
is
oh
3.
yeah, I already did. I did 3 already. My bad.
you
I'm
did
like,
3?
Bro,
Okay.
see, bro, list will get you, bro. Like we over here looking stupid. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hold up, bro. What
All
is
right, since I last finished 3, I'm gonna start 2.
you start 2.
My number 2, UGK Riding Dirty. To me, this album, when you listen to it, it embodies the South. This is how, well, you
I'm just saying, bro. Like, no. Like it's good.
Look. Number 2, UGK Riding Dirty. To me, this album, no skips. The perfect UGK album. Not a huge track list. It really displays differences between Pimp C and Bun B. They really get, to me, this is like albums that I like to call like, this is when they find their voice. Because one of the problems I have with older albums, like, they have sometimes that really slow flow or their voices sound
They're trying to find
similar.
themselves, you know what I'm saying?
This is the album where I feel like they really found themselves.
Yeah.
Because after, this is their 3rd studio album after the time. This the production that Pimp C was laying,
Yes.
oh my
Oh
god.
my God.
You ain't never seen the things that Pimp C was doing with his voice,
Oh,
the
that's
rapping
what I
that
was saying.
Bun
When
B
people was
came
doing,
with,
see, that's the perfect like when both artists are like different, like
and they're in sync.
Yes,
and it just
bro.
the chemistry works.
Cause like, just to go back to Outkast real quick, like Southern Playalistic, Cadillac, funky music. To me, they was kind of similar, but then you saw them start to like find their own lane, and that's kind of what I feel about like with Pimp. Like, 'cause Pimp started doing his singing stuff more, so it was like, I don't know, man. That the album, I know how much you feel about UGK, so
I love that album. To me, like if you want to get an album that
Yeah.
embodies the South,
yeah.
and just great production, great lyricism from Bun, Pimp saying a whole bunch of fly ish on there.
So do you think
That.
that album? Do you think Riding Dirty and dang, you think that is like that soft sound? Like what album? Because Ghetto Boy stuff to me was
To me,
like
that's
West
not
Coast.
South.
It felt
That
more
and
West
the
Coast
first-
in New York.
and
Yeah.
the first Outkast album to me, that didn't
feel like the South,
Like the
like-
South. To me, when it comes to Southern production or like from the South, to me, Riding Dirty embodies all that.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, it has the Southern production with the heavy basses, the slower lyrics.
Yeah.
Sometimes the sample on the actual, not R&B, but like the guy. One day, like it's not really singing, like a R. Kelly or a Ronald Isley or something, but it's still like it got that vibe to it, that rhythm to it. That I'm just like, or I'm getting down with this, and it's not too soft to where it still embodies like the hard life that they're living at this time.
Right.
And then really when you listen to the album, it's really speaking about the nightlife of Houston or Port Arthur at the time of when they was rapping.
That's
about
so
this,
crazy,
them selling
bro.
drugs.
See, I never ever thought about that till now. You bringing that up, like, dang. Like those first albums from like them earlier,
The
and
first
even
two ones,
like
Super
they
Tight
don't,
and
Too Hard to Swallow.
Yeah,
Too Hard to Swallow. Pregnant. Hey man, hold up, bro. All right, we go number 2. We gotta go number 2.
That was my number 2. So you.
All right. My only gotta look. AT Aliens.
I'm not mad at that,
bro. I love this album, bro. Like, come on, like some of this don't even rhyme. Like me and you, like come on, bro. Like it's just so perfect, bro. No lie, that was kind of Southern too, though.
The album was Southern, but I don't feel like
more of a dialect vocal,
because I feel like they kind of deviate from what the Southern
production is, or what
production was at the time. They kind of dive away from that because of the spacey atmosphere that it kind of leaves you with.
But the sound, the voices, like the spacious production, just Andre rapping. I think that second album is, I'm sorry, Big Boy, you amazing. But I think this is when we like, he's different. I think this was the album when we was like, Andre different, bro. And then that, of course. But like, oh yeah, this album's amazing. Love the album cover. Overall, top 2 hip-hop album, Southern hip-hop album to me, Outkast. They on my list 3 times. I'm just saying, bro.
Well, we already know.
Yeah, we already know who number 1 is, technically, you know what I'm saying? So,
you want to go ahead and move to number 1?
We go number 1, Aquemini, bro. I listened to this album this morning, taking my kid and my girl to freaking altitude jumping, bro. Like, bro, you bringing up synthesizer. I just remember I pulled out the parking lot to synthesizer. Like, bro. And then, bro, Andre was just insane on this album, man. And I don't like to like gloat on this dude, but like, come on, bro. Like,
nah, he was going hard.
He was going off, and like Spodiote is my shit, bro. I love that production, bro. It's just so good, bro.
So good.
Them just telling the stories and like, who want to mess with Hollywood Code? Like, come on, bro. Like, oh man, I love that album. Return of the Gangsta, bro. Aquemini, the title track. And then when the pause, and then they come back. Oh my God, bro! I love that album, man. Like, just this album is probably top 10 of my favorites hip hop albums. Period. Like, it's a good album. Big Boy on West Savannah. West Savannah is still one of my favorite songs on the album. Art of Storytelling, Part 1. Love that production. Love the story. I just love the 2 perspectives of like. I love how like Big Boy started off with just talking about him with dealing with the chicks and like how this chick was a little skeezer, you know what I'm saying? And then like him bringing it in with her friend Sasha Thumper and telling this dramatic story about like her being with a guy that treated her wrong, and now she got into different things and dying with the kid. And it's dark, but it's deep, it's dope. I just love the storytelling from that, and then Part 2 is just amazing. And then from the video with Rick, with one of the best storytellers in hip hop with Slick Rick. Come on, man. It's just, this album, I can keep talking about it, but, I'm not, you can't go on for hours, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, number 1.
My number 1, I don't have to look at this, because this is one of my favorite hip-hop albums of all time. Like, this might be my favorite. I don't know. You should already know this album. Big Crit, Forever is a Mighty Long Time. Yo! It's amazing. What are you doing?
It is amazing, bro.
This album is amazing. You gotta think of where we was coming at with Crit, especially when it came to his studio albums.
Yeah.
Because he gave us the heat with the mixtapes. Studio albums ain't bad, especially when I did a re-listen to it. And you ain't got somebody in your ear saying they bad. They not bad at all. It's just that that wasn't what they was given from the mixtapes.
Right.
And literally everything best about Crit is on these double discs. You got the first side, you got the first disc where it got the trunk knockers.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh. Then you got the second part where it's the super introspective part, where it's a bit slower, more melodic.
I agree with everything you said, but
To
number
me,
one,
the reason I say this is because to me, he took what his predecessors did,
Yeah, yeah.
and he mixed it all into a bag of modernity. Modernity.
Modernity.
Whatever.
Modernity,
It's modern.
modernized it.
Yeah, he modernized it. And it's all just good. Because to me, this is something like, oh, this is something I mostly did on my own.
Right, right.
So from the production, even though I know he had other producers on
Yeah.
here, he had singers on here.
Yeah.
But his rapping ability is A1.
Mm-hmm.
His production is A1. The fact that you have a 2-disc album and I don't get tired of it at
Right.
all. And let's say one day I'm just riding. I'm like, dang, I need some music just blasting.
Right,
now.
right.
I put on the disc 1.
What's the runtime for that? I don't. Cause
I think both discs are 11 songs each.
Okay,
'Cause I remember the first disc for sure was 11 songs.
bro, it's been a minute since I listened to that.
I always go back
Yeah.
to a lot of tracks on that album. There's only like one skip on there. That's a song with him and Lloyd, but I get it.
Yeah.
The girl song. I get it.
You gotta have that one for the ladies.
Yeah, after ladies. But
Come on.
either way, this album to me is like a perfect package of everything I love about Big Crit all into one. I'm not saying like this is the best rapping that you'll ever get from a Southern artist. This is not the best production you'll ever get from yes it is.
Never.
This isn't the best production you'll ever get from a Southern artist. But as a whole complete package, to me the cohesive body of work, and if you just want to stop at disc 1, you can stop at disc 1. If you just want to listen to disc 2, you can listen to disc 2.
That's a problem. That's a problem to me.
No, it's not, because there's like what 22 tracks, 2 discs,
That's
all
a-
separated. It's like almost it's like what Kid Cudi tried to do with Man on the Moon, Day and Night. That's basically what this is. Day,
No.
night. It's 2 separate things.
How many tracks is on that Kid Cudi album? And it has skits.
I said it's like it, like
No,
you have
no,
two
no,
different
no, no,
vibes.
no, 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 no,
Man
no,
on the Moon, Day and Night, whatever it's called.
Yeah,
Either way, you got 2 completely different vibes from both albums. I'm not saying like the first disc is just ignorance all over
Yeah.
it, but it got the trunk knockers, which is what I love. But you also get the introspective bag, the more melodic, the more soulful music on the second side. What's not to love about that? I think that's Big Crit's peak. He ain't getting higher than that.
I was thinking this was gonna be like 5, and then he didn't say it, and I'm like, bro, he's not gonna
Be
do
real
it.
with you, B. I could have put like 5 Big Crit projects in this.
I know,
list,
I
and
know,
would've
but you
been
love
good.
Crit, bro.
I was like, I had to put 1.
I kept thinking, I'm like, okay, when he's gonna say it? When he's gonna say it? Bro, it didn't come, bro. I'm like, no way. Number 1?
To me, number 1.
I know, I know it's just our opinion.
Uh-huh. Now, if I go with best
Yeah.
Southern hip hop albums of all time, this would be a different list.
But I was like, I still gotta think, like, how do you enjoy this album more than the Criminal? Like
How
that
do I
album.
enjoy more than the
I'm like,
Criminal?
how?
I just love Crit. Crit's a one-man show to me.
Yeah. He's
And guess
amazing.
what? To me, I think I judge things a bit different when
Yeah.
I see a group rather than someone being a one-man band. I'm like, dang.
Oh, he
And
throwing
then
shots
that
at you,
time-
Andre.
No, I'm not. But I'm just saying, Crit at that time had everything against him.
Yeah.
He got kicked off the label. When he
Yeah.
got dropped off the label,
Yeah.
no one really believed in his albums or whatever.
Yeah.
He had nothing but to prove himself, and that's what he did.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Big Crit, he did his dang thing on that album.
He did. That was an amazing album, man. It's not on my list, not even an honorable mention. Because that's an album that has 2 discs. I listened to it like 2 times. That's too long for me.
Well, you don't enjoy Peak all the time. You got to listen to it here and there sparingly. That's why.
No. I go back to it. I might jam it on my way home. Maybe. I could
That
be
intro
lying.
track it gives me chills every time I listen to it.
I can't believe you, dude.
That first track is amazing.
Oh my god.
But to recap my list, and before I get my honorable mentions, number 15, Lil Wayne, The Carter 3. 14, Jeezy, TM 101. 13, Goody Mob, Soul Food. 12, T.I. Trap Music. 11, Ludacris, Word of Mouth. 10, UGK, Underground Kings. 9, 3 6 Mafia, Most Known Unknowns. 8, Migos, Culture. 7, Future DS2. 6, Rick Ross, Teflon Don. 5, Lil Brother, The Minstrel Show. 4, Outkast, ATLiens. 3, also Outkast, Aquemini. 2, UGK, Riding Dirty. 1, Big Crit, Forever Is a Mighty Long Time.
You want me to recap mine? That sounds like a lot. But hey, 15, 3, Carter 3, 12, 14, DS2, 13, The Untouchables, 14, Trap Music, 13, Southern Playlistic, 12, Carter 2, 11, I had Coming Out Hard, number 10, was Word of Mouth. Not Word of Mouth. I'm bugging. Number 9, Coming Out Hard. Number 8, Soul Food. Number 7, Riding Dirty. And number 6, 400 Degrees. Number 5, We Can't Be Stopped. Number 4, Thug 101. Number 3, The Diary. Number 2, Anti-Aliens. Number 1, Equipment. That was a struggle, guys. I will admit, that was a struggle.
To make the list or to say the
No,
list?
both of them.
Some honorable mentions real quick, because I never said them. A-Ball and JG coming out hard. Scarface, The Diary, and The Fix, because I really enjoy The Fix. 3, Project Pat, Mr. Don't Play.
Classic.
Don't Play. 4, Zero, Cocaine, Crack, or The Life of Joseph McVeigh. 5,
Classic.
I got about a few big Crit projects on
Oh
there.
my God.
Crit was here, Forever and a Day, Return Forever, and King Remembered in Time. Crit, the GOAT. 6, Rick Ross, Rich Forever. Goated mixtape.
Yeah. you're right.
7, Lil Wayne, The Carter 2. 8, Outkast, Stankonia. And 9, UGK Riding Dirty.
So why you put Stankonia in your list?
Because I didn't want it to be I didn't want too much of like one artist.
Yeah.
Or a group in there. That's why I had 2 UGKs, 2 Outcasts. I'm like, all right, if I had to choose the best 2 Outkast albums that I really enjoy, even though Stankonia is my favorite,
Yeah.
Equipment AT-Aliens is just solidified as like, these are great Southern hip-hop albums.
Oh man, you kills me sometimes, bro.
I told you gonna think somebody. I don't mention.
It's gonna get worse, guys. I'm telling you, it's gonna get way worse. You know, this is gonna get better, but it's gonna get worse. You know what I'm saying? So, oh my god, bro. Oh my god, I can't wait, bro. But I don't know. Hey, you gonna hit the outro or what? I don't know.
All right, guys.
I'm not good at that.
This is about the end of this right here. Let us know if you want more content like this. If you want more lists, put some lists down below and put your top 15 Southern hip-hop albums of all time for you in the comment section down below wherever you're listening to this at. Make sure you check out wherever this podcast is available on YouTube and on all the other streaming services whenever we get it up there, because this is the first episode. All our links will probably be in the description of wherever you're listening to this too. And like I said, any of you guys have any suggestions for certain topics, leave it down in the comment section down below. Let us know what you think about this episode. This is our first time doing something like this.
I'm not used to the camera like that, so don't judge me.
I am.
He's a natural right now.
Yeah, because I got a whole bunch of other channels.
Yeah.
But yeah. That's about it, guys. Thank you guys for watching or listening. Dark Sage out.
T out.
Peace.